Welcome to Natural Healing at Your Fingertips podcast. I'm your guide, Marci. These weekly episodes are for you if you desire to calm stress, boost your immune system, and feel good in your body using natural healing, offering fewer side effects and more affordable solutions. Join me each week for new episodes where we'll explore easy self-acupressure techniques and the healing powers of essential oils, herbs, and spices. Every episode begins as we drop into bliss together by stimulating the number one acupressure point to calm stress and anxiety. It's safe and simple for everyone to do. You simply have to follow my cues. My mission is to start a world of healing that is free anytime and anywhere, right at your fingertips. So stay in the flow with me. It's easy to do. I'll show you how to help yourself, your family, your friends, and even your pets. Yes, they love natural healing too. Don't forget to download episodes to practice anytime and hit follow for updates. Share with your friends and help grow our healing community. You can also expect solo episodes with me and guest conversations where we can all learn and share together in a nourishing and holistic way. The tips shared in this podcast are for educational and empowering purposes only and are intended to help you better understand the energy in your life. The ancient wisdom and holistic practices I discussed can be profoundly supportive and effective for many people. While I encourage you to take responsibility for your well-being with self-care over traditional healthcare, your well-being is unique and professional guidance is essential. Always consult a healthcare provider for specific concerns, diagnoses, treatments, or before using essential oils or starting new programs. Now let's continue with our journey to natural healing. I have the answer to a question you might not even know to ask. What is the number one acupressure point to calm stress and anxiety? It's a point on both wrists called pericardium 6, abbreviated as PC6, and also known as inner gate. This point is a heart protector and my number one go-to for calming stress and regulating the nervous system. Pericardium 6 is often referred to as a heart protector because of its role in safeguarding the heart's emotional and energetic boundaries. Think of it as a vigilant gatekeeper at the entrance of a sacred temple, your heart. This point stands at the threshold between the outside world and the emotional center of your body, and it decides what energy, emotions, or stimuli are allowed to pass through and touch your heart, ensuring that only what is nurturing, safe, and supportive can enter. When PC6 is balanced, it maintains healthy emotional boundaries, preventing overwhelm, anxiety, and negative influences from affecting your heart. It acts like a wise guardian, gently blocking harmful energy while allowing loving, compassionate experiences to enter. And when this inner gate is open, the heart feels calm, protected, and clear, free from emotional turbulence. You have natural healing at your fingertips, and I'll guide you to go from stress to bliss in 60 seconds or less by stimulating pericardium 6. I will now cue the point. Let's take a moment to try this point together. All you really need to do is follow my cues. Start with a deep inhale through your nose and a relaxing exhale through your mouth. Breathe deeply and feel your belly rise. Take 2 more breaths like this and let your shoulders drop. And then continue breathing naturally. To locate pericardium 6 on your wrist, I want you to feel the inside of your left wrist with your right hand. And now place the middle 3 fingers of your right hand so that your ring finger aligns with the crease of your wrist. And lay your ring finger across the crease of your wrist and let your middle and index fingers fall naturally onto your forearm. Feel for the 2 tendons in your forearm and then rest your index finger in the space between them. This is pericardium 6. You'll find the same point on the opposite wrist. Now, stimulate the point by gently pressing inward with a comfortable amount of pressure. And if you're new to acupressure, start with a gentle pressure and adjust based on how it feels to you. You can switch to your thumb for more comfort if you desire by placing your fingers gently on the back of your wrist. And while your finger or thumb stay in place, gently roll it upward in a circular motion towards your elbow crease and then back towards your wrist in a very small, circular kind of push-me, pull-you motion. And this gentle motion should feel soothing. Relax into this exercise as you do it and notice how you feel. Really connect with your energy. And I want you to observe, if you can, when the subtle shift occurs. Within 30 to 45 seconds, you may feel a calming sensation wash over you, often followed by a sigh of relief and a sense of relaxation. Oftentimes, I feel it in my chest as a warmth. Now, having done that, let's repeat the process on the opposite wrist. Locate the point in the same manner as you did above and allow your fingers to fall onto your wrist. Find the point, begin to stimulate it, and I'll give you a moment to sink into the point. Again, notice any sensations that you feel, especially in your heart space. We'll take about another 10 seconds and then complete this exercise by brushing your fingers across your wrists over both pericardium 6 points. And now that you've dropped into calm, feeling refreshed and centered, we're ready to begin today's episode. Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 8, Energizing Your Lungs for Fall and Winter Wellness. I'm here to share ancient practices for modern living and guide you through a nourishing practice that will energize your body, open your lungs, and help you breathe deeply this late fall and now as we enter winter. Today, we're diving into a gentle chi exercise that supports lung health by activating the lung and the large intestine meridians. They're a sister pair of meridians that support each other. And this simple yet powerful technique will leave you feeling lighter, more open, and deeply connected to your breath. Plus, I'll share 2 specific acupressure points to support the lungs. You'll also learn some essential oils you can use to support your respiratory system and for overall vitality during the colder months. Let's explore how this can become your seasonal self-care ritual. First, I want to tell you about QIGONG because we haven't talked about that yet. And QIGONG is a traditional Chinese practice that's based on the theory of traditional Chinese medicine, but combines gentle movements and focused breathing and meditation to cultivate and balance the qi, the life force energy within your body. It harmonizes the mind, the body, and the spirit, and it promotes relaxation and vitality to start getting in the flow. So through intentional movement and energy flow, QIGONG naturally activates and stimulates acupressure points along the body's meridian. Rather than focusing on individual points, QIGONG emphasizes collectively engaging entire energy pathways. And this holistic exercise approach empowers you to restore balance and vitality from within. Here comes my ancient practitioner's story. It's a tale about embracing the breath of autumn. Long ago, in a quiet village nestled beneath golden hills, a seasoned QIGONG practitioner prepared for the transition into autumn. She understood this time as a season of the lung and large intestine meridians, a moment to honor the breath and release what was no longer needed. Each morning before the village awoke, she stood beneath the rising sun, her feet grounded in the dewy earth. Drawing in the cool morning air, she began her simple practice. With her hands gently cupped, she traced the flow of energy along her arms. She moved up the inside of each arm from wrist to shoulder, following the path of the lung meridian, awakening her breath and inviting fresh energy into her body. And then she swept her hands down the outside of her arms, tracing the large intestine meridian, symbolically releasing the burden she carried, physical, emotional, and spiritual. Her movements were steady and rhythmic, like the falling leaves around her. And as she breathed deeply, she felt her lungs expand and her chest open, drawing in the crisp autumn qi. With each sweep of her arm, she let go of stagnant energy, making space for clarity and renewal. The practitioner knew this practice did more than bring balance. It fortified her body for the colder months ahead. By nourishing the lung meridian, which is the body's first line of defense, she strengthened her ability to withstand the challenges of winter. Stimulating the large intestine meridian aided in clearing internal stagnation, ensuring her body's energy systems were open and flowing freely. Together, these actions supported her immune system, reinforcing her body's natural capacity to guard against seasonal ailments. In just a few minutes, her practice was complete. She stood still, her hands resting at her sides, her breath steady, and her heart light. The practitioner smiled, feeling attuned to the wisdom of the season. She carried this harmony with her throughout the day, knowing she was connected to the natural cycles of release and renewal. This daily ritual prepared her not only for the challenges of autumn and winter, but also for life's ongoing ebb and flow. And through this simple yet profound practice, she taught her students, the breath is the bridge between what we hold and what we let go. Honor it, and you will move through each season with grace and resilience. As we transition from late fall into winter, the lungs take center stage in traditional Chinese medicine. They're considered the gatekeepers of breath and energy, and they're associated with the emotion of grief in the process of letting go. The lung and large intestine meridians are sister meridians, as I've said, and they beautifully complement one another. The lungs teach us what to take in, whether it's breath, inspiration, or energy, while the large intestine shows us what to release and let go of, creating space for the renewal. The energetics of each support the other in a harmonious dance, helping us find balance during this season of transition. And by nurturing your lung meridian, you can strengthen your immunity and support your respiratory health and release anything that's weighing you down. It's a season for deep breaths and grounding yourself. And with today's exercise, you'll experience how easy it is to tap into this natural flow of energy anytime. I'm going to guide you through the cupping exercise. Let's begin. You can remain seated or you can do this in a comfortable standing position. Either way, I want you to relax your shoulders and let your arms rest naturally at your side or on your lap. We're going to start with some awareness of taking in a deep breath in through your nose. I want you to notice how deeply you can breathe right now. Observe how open your nasal passages are and how full your lungs feel. Let's take a deep breath in together through our nose and notice. And now just do a gentle exhale through the mouth. Now we're going to do the tapping up the inner arm. I'd like you to take your right hand and just gently cup the palm. And you're going to gently tap the inner side of your left arm, starting from your fingertips and your thumb, and just lightly tap in a cup position with your hand. We're stimulating energy. We're not really causing a slapping motion. Tap up the palm of your hand onto the area right below the base of your thumb, on the inner edge of your wrist. That's lung 9, which is a key point for supporting your lung energy and enhancing breath. We're going to continue tapping up your inner arm all the way to the shoulder. Tap in rhythmic motion, every hand width apart, up to your shoulder and onto your upper chest, just underneath your collarbone where it meets your shoulder, almost like you're doing a Pledge of Allegiance. You will be landing at the lung 1 and lung 2 acupressure points. And these are the beginning points of energy on the lung meridian. And as you do this, you're performing acupressure on many points along the lung meridian, stimulating the energy flow and inviting the lungs to open and expand. Tap from your fingertips and your hand up your inner arm to the top of your shoulder and onto your chest. And then we're going to tap the outer arm. So flip your palm down, expose the outer arm, and start with your hand cupped at the top of your shoulder and tap down the outer side of your arm. You're going to start where your shoulder meets your collarbone, and that is large intestine 15 on your shoulder. You're going to move down the outside of your arm to large intestine 4, which we've done many times before, and the web of your thumb and your index finger. And continue by finishing off tapping down the back of your hand to the tips of your finger and your thumb. Along the way, you're stimulating large intestine 13, which is another powerful point for harmonizing energy in the large intestine meridian. And this engages points along the large intestine meridian, helping to clear the stagnant energy and support the release of what no longer serves you. So let's do this a few more times. Repeat the tapping on the inner arm, all the way up to the shoulder and the chest, and repeat the tapping down the outer arm, all the way to the webbing in between your finger and thumb and down to your fingertips. Keep your breathing natural and rhythmic, and just really feel this exercise as a very gentle wake-up call to these two meridians. I'll give you a moment to drop in. And as you do this, you can just use an amount of pressure that feels good to you. Again, it's more about a cupping and tapping to stimulate energy rather than make too much contact with all of the skin on your arm. You can do this whether you have a shirt on or whether you have a bare arm. You're still stimulating the energy flow. And now when you've completed this last tapping down the outer arm, we're going to switch to your opposite arm. I'd like you to repeat the same tapping sequence on your right arm, 5 times each on the inner and outer sides. We'll do this together again, starting from an open palm, from the fingertips up the palm to the edge of the wrist at lung 9, where we check our pulse. Keep tapping up the inner arm all the way to the top of the shoulder where it meets the collarbone and land on your chest at lung 1 and lung 2 to stimulate the lung meridian. And then rotate your palm downward and come down the back of the outer arm, tapping from the top of your shoulder at large intestine 15 and tapping in a cupping motion all the way down till we get to the back side of the arm at large intestine 4 at the webbing between the index finger and the thumb down to the fingertips. Repeat this motion on your own, finding a rhythm with your breath and the tempo you feel comfortable with for the tapping. I'll give you a moment to drop into this and repeat this process another 2 times. As you complete this, I'd like you to just rest your hands back down on your lap or by your sides. And now take another deep inhale through your nose. And notice how much deeper you can breathe now. Breathe in through your nose. And feel for the expansion in your lungs and the energy moving freely through your body now. And just simply notice the shift that I always mention. You simply stimulated the energy systems in your body by gently tapping the inner and outer arms, the sister meridians for immune boosting and releasing toxins. And you deepened your ability to bring in vital life force energy and release toxins through your breath. So that's a really great, very quick self-care practice you can do anytime during the day. As for me, I do this before I record every podcast to keep my breath open and my voice strong. You can do this in the winter months just to fortify your immune system and really get the energy for the lungs to deepen and expand and the energy for the releasing of the toxins and also the transformation of mucus and other congestion, loosening it up and getting it to work itself out of the body. We're also going to do an acupressure boost using 2 of the points I mentioned, lung 9 and large intestine 13. We're going to boost the benefits by working with these 2 specific acupressure points that enhance the breathing and calm the respiratory system. Lung 9, which is abbreviated as LU9, also known as Great Abyss, and large intestine 13, abbreviated as LI13, also known as Arm 5 Mile. I mentioned them to you as we engaged the points during the cupping exercises, and you did tap right over them. LU9, or Great Abyss, is connected to the lungs and opens up the airways. It's the source point for the lungs, and it is the point that we go to when we want to just give a boost of energy to the actual lung system itself. It helps open up the airways, and it makes it easier to breathe deeply and fully, like fresh, clear stream flowing through the body. Large intestine 13, or Arm 5 miles, is a few finger widths above the elbow, and it helps strengthen and support the lungs. It gives them more energy to function well and keeps the breath flowing smoothly. It's also known to calm coughing, and it can help move the mucus out, soothing the chest, and it promotes restful breathing. When used together, these 2 points help clear blockages in the breath, allowing the body to take in more oxygen, feel more relaxed, and restore a sense of calm. They also support the body's natural defenses, helping it stay strong during winter's challenges. As the villagers gathered around a crackling fire, the healer showed them how to gently stimulate LU9 on the wrist to nurture the flow of life-giving energy, and LI13 on the upper arm to awaken the body's inner strength and calm the coughs. These 2 points, they said, work together like sentinels, protecting your health and keeping your body strong through winter's trials. So grateful for the wisdom, the villagers practiced the techniques daily, pairing them with slow, steady breaths and gratitude for their robust energy. And throughout the season, they remained healthy and vital, and they credited the ancient wisdom of Lung 9 and Large Intestine 13 for their winter well-being. And so the story of the winter guardians lived on, reminding future generations of this simple yet natural way to enhance breathing, to calm coughs, and to stay resilient during the cold months of winter. And now we will explore these 2 immune-boosting acupressure points together. I will now cue the points. Let's stimulate these acupressure points together. All you really need to do is follow my cues. Lung 9 is located at the wrist crease, right at the base of your thumb, where you check your pulse. And it's known as the Great Abyss. It is a powerful source point for quickly enhancing breath, strengthening the lungs, and encouraging deeper, more expansive breathing. It's called the Great Abyss because it's a point of deep energy where we can go in and connect to our emotions. The lung and large intestine are generally thought to be keepers of the emotions of grief and deep sadness. And if you think about fall, when the leaves are falling off the trees, they all kind of fall off to the ground. And even that last leaf, it doesn't feel any sense of loss because it knows when it falls, it's coming back in the spring as a new leaf. We as people tend to, in the fall season of our life, in our mid-decades of life, 50s and 60s, and we're starting to realize all the things that we need to do to restore and things that need to be cut away. We might be remembering people that we miss or practices that we've let fall by the wayside, and a lot of times it brings up these emotions of despair and grief. The Great Abyss is a point we want to stimulate often, so we don't fall in the Great Abyss. It strengthens the lungs, and it encourages deeper, more expansive breathing, and grief is an emotion that actually is proven to thicken the lung tissue and make it feel like you can't take a deep breath. Knowing this point is a good point to stimulate. And any time we want to release a deep emotion and just give our lungs a little nudge to just be in a more state of calm and to release what we no longer need and to encourage more expansive breathing. To find the lung 9 point, what I'd like you to do is look at your left thumb with the palm facing, like if you were putting your hands in a prayer pose. Put your palm facing inward so you can see your entire thumb. Place your right index finger on your left thumb fingernail. Good. Now, simply slide your right index finger down your left thumb towards your wrist. And when you come to the base of your thumb, just under the base of your hand, rotate your hand to the left to open your palm. And look at your fingers. Directly below your index finger, at the base of your thumb, lies lung 9. It's a nice little divot right up against the bone at the base of the thumb on the inner aspect of your hand, just before the wrist crease. It's where a practitioner will check your pulse. Apply light pressure with your index finger and notice your pulse. To stimulate lung 9, switch to your thumb to apply gentle pressure on this Great Abyss point and simply wrap your fingers around the back of your wrist. I'd like you to stimulate this point like we do in small circles for 30 seconds, or use that slight push me, pull you motion back and forth towards your wrist bone and then back towards the base of your hand. I'll give you a moment to sink into this point. Focus on your breathing. Let's do an inhale for a count of 4. And exhale for a count of 4. And with each breath, visualize energy flowing along the lung meridian and supporting your lungs and boosting your immune system. After holding this point for another 5 seconds or so, switch to the opposite hand. Repeat in the exact same spot, in the exact same manner for about another 30 seconds. I'll give you a moment to locate this point. Trace your index finger down your thumb to the base of your hand. Rotate your palm open and look directly beneath your index finger at the base of your hand. That is lung 9. I'll give you a moment to sink into the point. Continue focusing on that 4-count inhale and your 4-count exhale. We'll stimulate this point for another 5 seconds or so. Now close the energy by brushing your fingertips over both of the lung 9 points on both of your wrists. Now we will stimulate a wonderful companion point for Great Abyss. Again, it's called Large Intestine 13, abbreviated as LI13, and also known as Arm 5 Mile. It's found on the outer arm, 3 fingers above the elbow crease. To find this point, bend your arm at your elbow and place your ring finger on your elbow crease. Allow your middle finger and your index finger simply to naturally fall onto your upper arm. Good. Now, pull your fingers back towards your body and feel for the inside edge of the bone, the side of the bone that's closest to your body at the level of your index finger. This point under the index finger on the inner edge of your arm bone is LI13. Again, this point helps to calm coughs, ease wheezing, and support the large intestine's role in releasing what no longer serves us. It's a very important point to stimulate the large intestine system. Try stimulating this point by applying firm, steady pressure to the point using your fingers, maybe your index and your middle finger for about 30 seconds or so. You can apply firm pressure. You may use a small circular motion, or yet again, you can do a push me, pull you motion up towards your shoulder, back down towards the elbow crease. Just move your fingers slightly, just slightly towards your armpit and back down towards your elbow crease and see what that feels like right in this moment to you. Continue with whatever stimulation you feel the best result with. Focus on your breathing. We're going to inhale for a count of 4. And exhale for a count of 4. And with each breath, visualize the energy flowing along the large intestine meridian, supporting the elimination and detoxification process, and also helping to boost your immune system. After holding this point for another 5 seconds or so, switch to the opposite arm and repeat in the exact same spot, in the exact same manner for about another 30 seconds. Again, take your ring finger and rest it in your elbow crease. Let your ring and index fingers fall naturally on your upper arm, and then draw the fingers back to find the inside of the bone under your index finger. That is Arm 5 Mile. I'll give you a moment to sink into this point on this arm. This point is a stamina building point as well, and it can help boost energy for you during the day. And it will also, as I mentioned, just get this sister meridian pair of energy in sync and in the flow together. Continue focusing on your 4-count inhale and your 4-count exhale. These points work synergistically with the cupping exercise, and they're offering an extra layer of support for your respiratory health and overall sense of ease. I wanted to show you that we can incorporate the QIGONG method as well as stimulating just a few points within that exercise to boost the actual value of doing them together and really stimulate a good response in your energetic systems of the body. Stimulate this point for another 5 seconds. And now close the energy by brushing your fingertips over large intestine 13 on both arms. When you experience a lung condition such as a cold or bronchitis or an infection, it's very important that you make sure that your large intestine is functioning optimally in the physical sense as well as energetically. If you're constipated, you need to work on clearing your colon first, and then you can stimulate the lung meridian to help nourish the lungs. If you have 2 congested areas, one with mucus and infection and the other being constipated, it's going to aggravate both of them. The lung and large intestine are sister meridians in traditional Chinese medicine. Again, think of soulmates, think of companions that want to be on the same ride, helping each other to really just be the best that they can be. The lung organ system is yin, and the large intestine organ system is yang. And they make up a yin-yang system of energy that supports each other to maintain balance and harmony in what we take in as nourishment and what we release as waste. And when one system of energy is active, the other one is resting. When there's a wobble and one system of energy is out of balance, the other system of energy can support it. In an upcoming episode, I will discuss the yin organs and the yang organs in the body and what their energetic qualities are, and I will do that soon to further clarify what I'm telling you next. I'm going to try to keep this so simple. Yin organs are dense tissue lying deep within the body, and those organs that nourish our body, they process and clarify and redistribute life force energy to our tissues and organs. The lung, the liver, the spleen, the heart, the kidney, the pericardium, or the heart protector, which is equivalent to the sac around our human heart. These are our yin organs. They're dense. They're lying deeply within our body. The yang organs are more tubular in nature, and they take things away from the body, such as the large intestine, the small intestine, the gallbladder, the stomach, and the triple heater. Again, an energy system we cannot see, but it helps regulate fluids and temperature in the body. The stomach empties the food to the small intestine for discernment of what to keep and what to let go of from the food that we take in. And then it sends nourishing qi back to the spleen to send to the heart to recirculate in the bloodstream and get it out to the tissues and muscles to fuel the body. The triple burner, also known as triple heater or sanjiao, is a mysterious yang organ system. This system of energy regulates our body temperature and the fluids, and it's constantly balancing and shifting our 3 main energy centers or burners in the body that keep our heart and lungs functioning in our chest, our pancreas, stomach, liver, and spleen functioning together in our midsection with enough heat to break down food and turn it into nutritive flow into the organ systems, and our lower burner being the large intestine and our lower abdomen, keeping it not too moist and not too dry. This mysterious energy flow is always moving as divine intelligence that we do not even consider on a daily basis. I just wanted to share that with you because these are the basis for traditional Chinese medicine, and it takes a long time to understand it fully, but we've all heard of yin and yang and how one complements the other, and where one leaves off, the other begins, and where one begins, the other leaves off. I just wanted you to see that there's complementary pairs of energy that are helping all of the organ systems in your body to work at the right timing and rest at the right timing and create a symphony within your body that we know of, our physical organ systems and our energetic flow. And now let's talk about how to compare this exercise with essential oils to amplify the benefits. My go-to oils for lung support and respiratory health include eucalyptus, whose invigorating aroma and chemical properties are perfect for clearing the airways and uplifting your mood. If you apply a diluted drop to lung 9 or diffuse it as you practice, you may really enjoy the depth of your breathing. Peppermint is another cooling oil that cleanses and refreshes the lungs and breath, and it's wonderful for energizing the body and the mind. It helps with spasms in the body, and it helps relax the tissues. It's wonderful for energizing the body and the mind. Along with that, thyme and clove essential oils are excellent at the first sign of respiratory challenges. They really provide much needed support to keep your lungs strong and healthy. And these oils not only enhance the physical benefits of the practice, but they also work energetically to support the lungs' roles in emotional release and that renewal we talked about. I'm going to share my closing thoughts as we wrap up. I encourage you to integrate this practice to support your lungs and your immune system into your daily routine. Whether you use it to start your day for more vitality or to center yourself before bed, you will notice how much lighter, more open, and energized you feel. And don't forget to pair it with your favorite essential oils to deepen the experience, and maybe pair it with a nice warm cup of tea and add a sprig of thyme to it. If you loved this episode, leave me a comment and tell me what you learned that you did not already know. I am so curious. As my mind goes so deep down the rabbit hole for decades, I know an awful lot. And I want to make sure that what I'm sharing is valuable to you and that I'm on the same page with what you're wanting to learn from me. So let me know. I'm more than happy to send you more tips and a link to my favorite oils for respiratory health. I want to thank you again for joining me on this journey of self-care and natural wellness. And until next time, may you breathe deeply, live fully, and embrace the wisdom of the season. That's my healing touch for today. With love and gratitude, thank you for participating in today's episode. It's because of you that I keep shining my light through my voice and my hands. I'm so excited to be your guide. All you need is 2 fingers and a thumb, an open mind, and an open heart to shift energy for more resilience and vitality. When you learn an acupressure point, teach one. Your healing touch is as powerful as mine. Together, we can help 1 million people using natural healing at our fingertips. If you love what you learned today, please share this episode with at least one friend and leave me a comment. Tell me how you're feeling and what else you'd love to learn about. Send me your questions about specific conditions on social media. The links are on my website at healingtouchnaturalessentials.com. I'm sure I have an essential oil and an acupressure point for that you may want to consider adding to your first aid toolbox. With your permission, I'll share your question and my answer on the podcast with the rest of our community so everyone can listen and then learn too. All the resources and links will be in today's show notes. You can always find the #1 acupressure point to calm stress and anxiety in the show notes. Just click the link and it'll be delivered right to your email. Before you go, make sure you hit the follow button so you don't miss any episodes. I'm Marci Labor, and I'll meet you here next time on Natural Healing at Your Fingertips.